Hashem Rachak Wadash Salakia. I'm going to say double honor to my teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, who I learned this truth from. And peace and salutations to the elect that's scattered across the four corners of the planet Earth, risking their lives and freedom to teach the gospel. This is your brother ICR from the GMS Cleveland Church. And I'm back with another lesson. Lord willing, it is edifying to one of the Lord's elect. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shah is the true name of the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly and incorrectly calls Jesus Christ. Bahashem is in the name. Rachak Wadash means Spirit Holy. And this lesson is going to be centered around pretty much knowing when to speak. All right, and I'm big on that. Okay, I'm big on knowing when to speak because especially when you in the midst of brothers over you. Okay, especially when you in the midst of brothers over you. All right, it shows a form of discipline and respect. Okay, and as a young man coming to this truth, all right, when you amongst the body, all right, what you ought to do is just sit there and soak up everything that's being put down. All right, like for instance, be a fly on the wall. Okay, soaking up the game, man. Okay, because in this truth, okay, the Lord gave us every man a measure according to our faith. And that measure is talking about faith, your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures. Okay, your knowledge. Right, I said that again. And sometimes what you know can puff you up to thinking you're on a certain level with the guys that's above you. Okay, meanwhile you're a cadet or you're a disciple or whatever rank you may be. Okay, the knowledge that you have that the Lord is giving you Satan could enter into you and you would think you're on the same level as certain men. All right, let me grab that real quick. All right. This is the book. I believe it's Ecclesiasticus. Give me 1 second. This is Ecclesiasticus. It's like in motion right now. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm almost there. Salakia, I'm driving. Hold on 1 second. This is it. Sirach 32 in verse 9. Okay, Sirach 32 in verse 9. Now, Sirach is a book of wisdom. Okay, it teaches us how we should operate within the body, and not only the body, but within the world. Okay. Now it says in the Apocrypha, and the one out the Bible app I got, it says banquet at a behavior, right? So this in this truth is known as a banquet. Okay, it's known as the wedding. Okay, we're in the stages of getting cleaned up and being presented to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Okay, so this is a banquet is also known as a feast. Okay, and the much you devour in this truth, right, during this feast, okay, you could vomit it up, man. And then you just all over the place, man. Okay, but this is the book of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 32 and verse 9, and it says, It says, if thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with them. And when ancient men are in place, use not many words, man. Okay. Once again, it says, if thou be among great men, okay, elders, elder bishops, okay, heads, deacons, okay, those are great men. Okay, we're all great men, but there's a rank and file. Okay, so where you're amongst these men, okay, it says, make not thyself equal with them. Playing keep up with the Joneses on the knowledge that you have. Okay, meanwhile, these men have way more knowledge than you. Okay, not putting down any brother that's younger in the scriptures, in the faith, but you gotta understand, these men that's above you, the Lord is dealing with them on a different level, man. Okay, years of knowledge the Lord has given these men. Okay, and don't try playing keep up with the Joneses, man. Okay, always gotta try to one up, you know, what another brother said, man. No, just keep it short. The scriptures literally say that, keep it short. And it says, if thou be amongst great men, make not thyself equal with them. And when ancient men are in place, which is the elders, use not many words, man. Okay? Because you can make a goddamn fool out of yourself, man. Okay? In the GNT, it says, don't treat important people as if you're their equal, and don't make a nuisance of yourself by asking them a lot of questions, man. Okay? So pretty much keep your fucking mouth closed, man. Be quiet. You got 2 eyes and 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, man. Okay? It says in the book of Sirach, chapter 20, I believe. Chapter 20 and verse 1. It says, there is a reproof that is not comely again. Some man holdeth his tongue, and he is wise. Okay? So I'm going to jump down. It says, Sirach 20 and 7, it says, a wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity. Right, he's not going to cut anybody off in the midst of their speech. Always trying to prove a point. Okay, he knows when to speak. Okay, some brothers will cut you off and they'll bring out a precept or speak on something that ain't got nothing to do with the topic at hand. It says, a wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time, man. A babbler, man. Somebody who just constantly talking about the same, about nothing really, man. When you look up the word Babel, right? It says it says in the etymon, it says to prattle, utter words indistinctively, and I'm gonna look up this word prattle real quick. Let's define that real quick. Prattle means talk at length in a foolish or inconsequential way, right? So let's see what it says in the etymology. It says talk artlessly. Yeah, you just all over the place. You're not very articulate with your words. You're just going. You're saying this, saying that, saying this and that and that. You know, you got to get your point in. I want to touch on this. You made a good point. All right, I'm gonna touch on this point. Then I'm gonna touch on this brother's point, cause y'all know, man. All right. Hey, that's babbling, man. It says once again, Sirach 20 and 7. A wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, cause of what, he's patient. He's gonna let a brother get out his point. Okay, cause remember, when you interrupt men in the midst of their speech, the scriptures talk about don't do that, right? You're throwing off his spirit. You're throwing off the spirit, and ultimately that man can lose track of what he was saying. Now, I've seen it happen plenty of times, man. Just because Jake got a fucking point to prove, man. Okay? It says, a wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time. Right? You gotta say something. The spirit on me, it's on me, I gotta speak on it, No. Okay. It says verse 8, he that useth many words shall be abhorred, and he that taketh to himself authority therein shall be hated. Alright, so let me grab this real quick in the GNT. It says, no one, Sirach 20:8, no one can stand a person who talks too long and will not give others a chance to speak, man. Okay? This is why it's important to read the Apocrypha. Okay? Because brothers who don't really, it'll show you who's not reading. Because you will see a brother just too goddamn talkative, man. Alright? If you're that talkative, man, the spirit should be having you push out more videos, man. Okay? So the pretty much the point of this lesson is, man, know when to shut the fuck up, man. Okay? Know when to speak, man. Alright? So I'm gonna close out. Lord willing, this is edifying to one of the Lord's elect. I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham Rachak Wadash, and double honors to my teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and peace and salutations to the elect. Kwam Yashar Allah Shalom and the Bible Ball.